We're talking about the Flames. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hot Stove Media. To recap in this afternoon's first game of the National League Wild Card Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals, as the Phillies defeat the Cardinals by a final score of 6-3 as they take the first game of this National League Wild Card Series. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please share this bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, after a 6-run, top of the ninth inning, the Phillies come back from the St. Louis Cardinals and win 6-3. So one heck of a comeback here this afternoon. This looked like another, lifeless Phillies loss, right? I mean, we're down to our final two outs, and just a little bloop from JT Realmuto got it all started. So we are talking about the Fightins. This team did not give up. I was in my car driving today, listening to 94 WIP, and I was just thinking like, oh my goodness gracious, we are just going to bear down. Of course, the Cardinals are 97-0. We're 97-0 in the postseason after being up at least two or more runs past the eighth inning. So think about that. 97-1 now. So after what the Phillies did to them today, and if the Phillies do win tomorrow with Aaron Nola on the mound, then they will have a date with the Atlanta Braves on Tuesday. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's just think about today. I mean, that was one heck of a win. You're able to fight it out against this really good Cardinals team. And it just didn't even seem real. The Philadelphia Phillies in the playoffs. This is not just a regular season game recap. This is a playoff game recap. And wouldn't that just be amazing to make it to the National League Division Series? That would just be absolutely insane. And currently at the time of this video, the New York Mets are losing 7-1 to the San Diego Padres. The Cleveland Guardians did win over the Tampa Bay Rays today. And the Seattle Mariners did defeat the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0. Last Phillies playoff game that was won was in Busch Stadium. So how about that? Almost 11 years later, just over 11 years later, the Phillies do it again at Busch Stadium. So I would love to eliminate the St. Louis Cardinals, right? I mean, of course, they were the last team to eliminate us last time we were in the playoffs, so I'd love to give it back to them. And I do like, a lot of names on this Cardinals team with, Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina. I think they're good, all-around people, even Paul Goldschmidt as well. But how about Gene Segura? I mean, a long time that he never even got to experience playoff baseball, and to look at what he did here this afternoon. So just think about this. Gene Segura has 1,479 career hits in the regular season, and today he collected his first hit in the postseason. And boy, oh boy, you couldn't have asked for it in a bigger spot. He delivered in such a big way. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the bottom of the seventh inning, Juan Yepez homers on a fly ball to left field. A two-run shot also scores Dylan Carlson, and it's now 2-0 St. Louis. So the Cardinals now take a 2-0 lead. So Zach Wheeler, who started this game, was absolutely phenomenal. He went out there and did his job super well. He absolutely dominated the St. Louis Cardinals. He was absolutely lights out fantastic. And Jose Alvarado is brought into this ball game. And I saw a good amount of people on social media, Twitter, whatever, saying, I can't believe Rob Thompson brought in Jose Alvarado in this situation. Oh my gosh, Jose Alvarado should not have been brought in for this situation. I am here to say that I disagree. Jose Alvarado has been absolutely amazing over the last 3 to 4 months. He had not allowed a run since August 23rd. So I totally disagree with that. This is a guy that has pitched in the playoffs during his time with the Tampa Bay Rays. So he has had some playoff experience. And this guy's just been so dynamite. He's been lights out. I totally disagree with that take. I think that's a really bad take. So I do not blame Rob Thompson for bringing him here. And in fact, I actually probably would have brought him in this situation. Unfortunately, this had to happen. Of course, it was a pinch hit, 2-run home run that put the Cardinals in front 2-0. And we pick it up here in the top of the ninth inning. Outbone batting with the bases loaded. Of course, there was one out. JT Realmuto with the bloop single. Then Bryce Harper in a 1-2 count. I just thought he was going to strike out. I mean, the at-bat was not going well. Then he battles all the way back and draws a walk. And then Nick Castellanos was able to draw a walk. That was a big AB. Great job by Nick to work that walk right there. And then Outbone is hit by a pitch. I've never seen a guy so excited to get hit by a pitch. That was incredible. He stood up and clapped. as the Phillies get on the board now, a 2-1 ball game. Sal Bohm gets the RBI, a hit by pitch, and a run scored for the Phils. And we pick it up here in the same inning. Gene Segura! How about this? I mean, Gene the hit machine, as he singles on a ground ball the other way to right field that gets in. A 2-run single that scores Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos, and the Phillies now take a 3-2 lead. So Gene Segura, what a big hit. We're talking about the Fightins. What an excellent comeback. So I was just incredible. Probably one of the most excited I've ever been. I just for some reason recorded that clip of the 94 WIP with Scott Fransky. Great call as usual. Another great call by Scott Fransky. And I just happened to be recording because I just had a feeling something was going to happen. So you got to hear my live reaction on the Phillies National Media Instagram story. So that was just absolutely incredible. So the Phillies now take a 3-2 lead. 3-2 Phils. And at this point in the ballgame, I just was so excited that I honestly just forgot. Of course, it was just a 1-run lead. Of course, we were still ahead. A lead is a lead. But still, I mean, in hindsight, you're thinking like, this isn't really that big of a lead. You know what I mean? The Cardinals could come back like that in the bottom of the 9th inning. So, of course, I think we need some more insurance, and that is what we got. Now we pick it up here in the same inning. Bryson Stott hits a ground ball to first, and Ammonia Sosa with great base running comes home and scores. I mean, the Philman ball Goldschmidt was not in time, too late. So that was just amazing base running by the Phils right there. If that was Album at third, he wouldn't have scored. We pick it up here in the same inning. Brandon Marsh singles on a ground ball to left field. Gene Segura comes around to score, and just now a 5-2 ball game. So a nice 3-run lead for this Phillies team. It just kept getting better and better and better. We pick it up here in the same inning. Kyle Schwarber hits a sacrifice fly to center as Bryson Stott crosses the plate, and it's now a 6-2 Phillies lead. So now a 4-run lead for this team. Great fundamental baseball from Schwarbs. So a 4-run lead. You just knew it was out of reach. I mean, the Cardinals fans were leaving Busch Stadium in packs. They were just running out of there. I mean, my, oh my. They were just running out of there. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nolan Gorman singles on a sharp ground ball to right field. Nolan Arenado crosses the plate, and it's now a 6-3 ball game. So the Cardinals do get one in the bottom of the 9th. It wasn't really that big of a deal off of Zach Eflin, who did collect the first 2 outs very quickly, didn't allow a walk, and unfortunately that kind of unraveled there a little bit, but it only was 1 run. He still got the job done, and that would be your final 6-3. Phillies win the first game of the National League Wild Card Series. So the Phillies have not only made the playoffs, but they've won a playoff game. I hate to be a negative thing. I really do. I think a lot of people that know me personally, that do watch his videos, knows that I'm a bit of a pessimist at times. I'll admit it. But I was wrong today. I was wrong. I mean, through those first innings. But how in the world can you? I understand. Yes, I was wrong. But in my defense, it just had all the makings of a Phillies loss. So let's be honest. I mean, how many times have we seen this team? They're down, 2-0, 3-0, whatever, and they just bear down. Their offense just goes to sleep. They're just swinging at curveballs, are bouncing up to the plate. How many times have we seen it? We've seen it a million times. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot goes hitless, but he was able to collect an RBI on that sacrifice fly, as he also collects 2 strikeouts as well. Not the best day for Schwarbs out of the leadoff spot. Rhys Hoskins goes hitless here this afternoon in his first playoff game of his career, and does strike out twice. And of course, going back to Kyle Schwarber, a guy that has a lot of playoff experience, was a huge hero in the 2016 playoffs for the Chicago Cubs. Right, missed pretty much all the 2016 season, but it was a huge contributor in the playoffs for the Cubs in 2016. So this is a guy that has a lot of experience, right? I mean, remember the home run against the Yankees last year when he was a member of the Boston Red Sox. GT Real Muto does collect his first hit in his postseason career, and also was able to score one of the Phil's 6 runs. And Bryce Harper, right, playing in his first game of the postseason since 2017 when he faced the Chicago Cubs, as he goes hitless here this afternoon, but it was able to draw such a big walk. As I said, that was a great at bat from Bryce Harper, right? He's down in the hole 1-2. I'm just thinking oh my gosh, Bryce, I mean, come on, come through. And he stayed in the at-bat. That's something you get from Bryce Harper. It's not like Nick Castellanos, when they're down 1-2, oh, well, let me, just give up. No. This guy stays in the AB the whole way through. And that is what you get with Bryce Harper. He's all in. He is all in. So, of course, he was able to also score one of the Phillies 6 runs as well. Great at bat, a great job to work that walk. I think that was a little bit overlooked a little bit. And Nick Castellanos also goes hit was here this afternoon as well. But also credit to him. I mean, great job with that walk. I mean, that was another big walk. They make it bases loaded, 1 out. He's also able to score one of the Phillies 6 runs. And Alec Bohm collects a knock here this afternoon. Collects an RBI after getting hit by a pitch. With the bases loaded. And Monyo Sosa came in to pinch run for Alec Bohm at third. Jean Segura collecting his first hit in the postseason. A 2 RBI go-ahead single. So Gene G, the hit machine, your Phillies has to meet it playing the game. How can he not? I mean, that was such a big hit right there. That was such a big hit in such a big spot. So boy, did he come through. And that bat didn't really start off too great, I'll be honest with you. I think how in the world can you not have butterflies in your stomach? I mean, this is your first playoff game of your career. You're a 10-plus year veteran. And, I mean, he was 0 for 3 up to this point. And for him to do that, just the amount of pressure that he felt, I mean, an away game on, during the playoffs, I mean, this is so hard. And Bryson Stott goes hit was here this afternoon, but he was able to draw 2 walks. A pretty productive afternoon for him. And Matt Vierling gets to start out in center and collects a knock. As Brandon Marsh did actually come in and pinch hit for him, and he, of course, collected an RBI on that single the other way. So the Phillies collect 5 hits on 6 runs. They strike out 7 times here this afternoon, draw 4 walks. Zach Wheeler, 6 1/3, 2 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So Zach Wheeler, with his first postseason start of his career, that was one heck of a start. Of course, he was with the New York Mets when they didn't make the World Series in 2015, but he was recovering from Tommy John during that time. And, of course, the 2016 wildcard game against the San Francisco Giants, Noah Syndergaard, right, current Phil, got the start in that one. And, of course, they did lose that 3-0. So Zach Wheeler making his first playoff appearance of his career. I mean, he's just so darn good. I mean, he just mows guys down with that fastball. He can sneak that curveball by. He's just so good. I love that 1-2 punch with Wheeler and Nola. Of course, we're going to see it. Here we go. We got to see Wheeler today, and then we're going to see Aaron Nola tomorrow. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Of course, 8:37, the first pitch tomorrow in St. Louis, Missouri at Busch Stadium. So Zach Wheeler was really doing his job here this afternoon. Jose Alvarado, 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, all 2 earned, 1 walk. Of course, he does allow that go-ahead 2-run home run to make it 2-0. As I said, I'm going to go back to it. You shouldn't have brought in Jose Alvarado. I mean, that was not a good spot. He hadn't allowed a run since August 23rd. I mean, he's going to be due at some point. I mean, he's just been incredible, lights out, dominant. I mean, I think that was the perfect guy to bring in right there, but unfortunately, that just had to happen. And it is what it is. And I'd be saying that if we lost. I really would. Maybe I'd be a little bit more annoyed, but I'd still be saying that if we lost. People would have said, if we did lose this game, I think you may have, feel a little bit differently. I wouldn't have. Of course, my tone may be a little bit different, but I still would say what I just said. And Data Robinson with a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 8th, striking out 2. Great job. And Zach Eflin, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. As I said, did get the first 2 outs that allowed the walk, and, things did kind of get a little bit iffy there, but he was able to get the job done. That's all that matters. So the Phillies pitching staff ranks up 7 strikeouts today, walks 3 hitters, allows 5 hits. Of course, both teams got 5 hits. 8:37, the first pitch tomorrow night as Aaron Nola takes the mound, and Miles Mikolas gets to start for St. Louis. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one goes. Of course, he had a 12-13 record with a 3.29 ERA in the regular season. So let's take care of business and move on to the National League Division Series. My first ever Phillies playoff recap. I mean, over the last 4 years, I've done the 2019 playoffs, 2020 playoffs, and 2021 playoffs, and every single time I go through the playoffs, I'm just thinking why are the Phillies not in? I am so tired of talking about other teams. I'm just sick of it, and here I am here in 2022 recapping a Phillies playoff game, not a Braves playoff game, not a Dodgers. Not the Washington Nationals, a Phillies playoff game. So, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media. Link in the description section at Phillies Social Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHI Media. Card text 267-225-3292. Email me, PhilliesSocialMedia@gmail.com. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you today. Let's go, Phils! Nola and Mikolas, 8:37 tomorrow night, ESPN.